Good morning. Here we are back up in the hills, and today I'm up in Glencoe, beautiful part of Scotland, and very excited about today. Also a little bit nervous because there's not that much daylight at this time of year. We're about a week out from the winter solstice, so I'm going to have to move fairly quickly because there's a couple of Munros up here that I want to get done before it gets dark. As you can see behind me, the sun is starting to hit the peaks already, so we should be in for some cracking views once we get up there. But I'm not going to hang around too much because time is of the essence today, so we'll just keep going and see what we see. Cheers! Well, that's fairly good progress up to here, so we'll stop for a second and just show you the route. It's a fairly straightforward route today, from the car park straight up onto the mountainside. It's fairly steep, but really well defined path. And then up on the ridge, there's two summits to go for. I've not decided which one to do first, whether I'll do both of them or not. And then the route back down is just the same way that you come up. So fairly straightforward in terms of navigation, and it's beautifully clear. The main challenge is going to be daylight hours, like I said, because being caught out after sunset up here when it's about -6 degrees would not be any fun. But I think the views are going to be worth it, and so far they look pretty spectacular, and I think they're only going to get better once I'm up on the summit. So let's crack on for now and check in again soon. Cheers! Well, that's the Beag between the two peaks there, and that's the second one behind me, Stob Corrie Rannoch. Not sure how clearly you can see it. I'm going to do that one second because it's a bit further away and it's a slightly higher peak as well, and I'm going to play it safe to begin with and try and do Stob Du first of all, which is up here. Other reason I'm going to do this one first is because it's absolutely heaving today. I must have seen about 20 odd folk up on the mountain, and most of them have gone off to do that one. So if I've timed it right, then I might be able to get both summits to myself. Sun's well and truly up now. It's actually quite warm, given that it's 30th of December. So I'm going to make the most of these conditions, keep on going, and see if the views up at the top are going to be as good as everyone says they are. So let's keep going and let's see how long it takes us to get to this first Munro. Well, so much for having the summit to myself. There was a lot of folk up on the top there, so didn't do too much filming. Took a lot of photos though, so I'll try and put them up on the screen just now. It's absolutely stunning views, and yeah, great to see so many people out enjoying the hills at this time of year. I've fallen well behind schedule now because I was just taking so many pictures up there. So I'm going to have to pick up the pace a little bit if I want to take in this second peak before it gets dark. So this is up behind me here. I think I got my Stobs the wrong way around earlier, by the way. I think that's actually Stob Du, and Stob Corrie Rannoch was the first one there. But whatever. Hopefully still enough sunlight in the day to take this one in and get back down in one piece. So not going to waste too much more time. I'm just going to crack on and let you know once I get to the top. Cheers! Right, well, I've not filmed too much for the last wee while, partly because it's so busy and partly because it's just so stunning around here. It's difficult to know where to begin. I've been to the second summit, Stob Do, and got the drone out, so hopefully you've seen the footage of that. And as for now, I've got to keep moving and I've got to pick up the pace a wee bit, falling behind schedule, and just took too many photos at that last summit. The moon is starting to come up. I'm not sure if you can see it over there, but got not that much daylight left, so better not hang around. So I probably won't film too much more this afternoon. I'm just going to try and make it back down to the car park before it gets dark. Absolutely cracking day, absolutely stunning. Worth the challenge of doing both peaks, and definitely worth the long drive and the long drive home again. So time to stop talking and start walking. Cheers. Well, it turns out this hill has got a sting in its tail, because this path on the way back down is incredibly icy. I've seen a couple of folk have some quite nasty slips. I've nearly gone over a couple of times myself. It would not be fun to be doing this in the dark, having to tread very carefully for this last little bit. But I don't want to take too long, because obviously the longer it takes to go down, the darker it's just going to get. So this is the way ahead now. It's actually probably looks a lot brighter on the camera than it actually is. Hopefully not too much further, and hopefully that's the iciest bit out the way, because that was not fun. Yeah, just want to get back now before it gets dark. So let's keep on going, catch up again soon. Cheers! Well, made it. Still a little bit of daylight left. Didn't need the head torch. If it had been much icier on that path, I probably would have done. But it would still have been worth it. The trade-off in terms of the views today was just well worth it. Sometimes you just got to get up early, make the most of the day, take a bit of a gamble, take a bit of a risk, and make the most of these hills when the conditions are like this. Because, yeah, that was an absolutely unforgettable day. One of the best days I've had in the hills, and I'm sure I'm going to have just as much fun putting this video together as I did filming it all. So thanks for watching if you made it this far, and I'll put a link to a couple of other videos that I've done in the past that you might be interested in, and feel free to like, subscribe, comment, all that stuff. And thanks for watching again, and I'll see you again no doubt. Cheers!